I'm sure that anybody that has talked about Ohio has mentioned this before and made an entire joke stream out of it, but the weather here is bipolar as flipping heck. So about 2 weeks ago, it was like 80, it was like 53 degrees during the day up to about 56, and then it would go down into the high 30s at night. Things would be almost frozen 2 weeks ago, and now it is currently 87 degrees outside with a 90% humidity and 100% sunlight. Is a UV index of, I believe, 7. The sun heats up all of the moisture in the air, so everywhere is the same temperature. It does not matter if you are in the shade or you are out in the sunlight. It is 87 degrees. The only difference between you being out of the shade, or in the shade and out of the shade, when you're out of the shade, you get a sun. It doesn't matter how tanned you are, you get a sunburn within like 20 to 30 minutes of direct sunlight on any part of your skin. You're in the shade, you only get a sunburn. You only get insane heat rashes in between your legs and in your armpits because you're sweaty and you're rubbing together, or you're sweaty and your bits are rubbing together, and all of a sudden everything gets inflamed because of the heat, and you can't do anything about it. If you're going to get anything done, and because of the heat, or because of the humidity, the heat directly carries over into the nighttime. So it stays hot at night. It is 80 degrees at night. It goes down to, I believe, 75 at midnight. So that means in the middle of the day, when the sun is up at the highest, it gets up to 87, and then it just continues to get hotter until about 4 o'clock, where it levels out at 89 for about 4 hours. And then it starts to cool down when there is no more sign of sun. So you gotta get all of your work done in the morning if you're going to be working outside, because at any other point during the day you're going to be dying from heat exhaustion. And sweat doesn't help because the air is so moist already, it's so damp outside that your sweat doesn't evaporate off of you to be able to cool you off. So you're just hot, and you're wet, and you're sunburnt, and there's nothing you can do about it. Once it hits 11 o'clock, you need to stop working, or else you will die. You will just die. It's great. When you live here, like, it's not that bad in southern Ohio because you don't get the lake effect, and the lake is what makes the weather all weird and wonky. But when you're way south in Ohio, I'm in about the middle of Ohio. I'm about central east Ohio, so it's not as bad with like the whole bipolarness of the weather. We do get a lot of ice in the winter, but you can deal with it. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, weather in Ohio, it's great. There's a saying about rainforests that if you don't like the weather, wait an hour. Wait an hour and it'll change. It's pretty much exactly the same here. During the rainy seasons, which is April and May, depending on when the last frost is, it's usually in mid-April. After that, it just pours down rain for the next month. And during that rainy season, things go from, it's perfectly, hey look, it's a nice day, it's about 70, 75 degrees, it's just warm enough that you can go out in a t-shirt and maybe a pair of shorts or some pants if you're feeling like pants, and you can go on like a bike ride or a walk, or we can go take a trip down to the store, and now it's raining. Yeah, and it's the same thing for snowy days. In January, there is always at least 1 week where it goes from about 20 degrees outside and snowing to 83 degrees. The snow stays the snow stays solid, and like the top layer melts, and then the next week it's back to 20 degrees outside. So you just have like a quarter-inch thick layer of ice on top of all the snow. You go and you try to walk on it, because there's that chunk where you shoveled it like less than a week ago, and you can walk on that part. So you go to walk over to this other section of your yard, and you step on the ice snow, and it can take about half your weight, and about halfway through the step, the ice breaks, and then you fall through about 6 inches, and you're like, oh, well, maybe this next step, if I just do it gently, I can walk on top. And then you do that for the next 15 minutes while you go to grab the snow shovel from the other side of the yard. Because you don't want to go through selling all of your your eggs. Eggs, that's what they're called. The little butt rocks that they poop out. They're full of jelly. What am I talking about? Oh, I'm so out of practice with this. So, I hate to do this to you guys because you hear it from everyone else, but if you can like or share the videos, that would be amazing. You guys sharing things and liking things and commenting on things, that shoots me up in the algorithm. That shoots me up in trending and in the algorithm, and it recommends me to more people. And like, honestly, that is all 100. My success is based off of how you guys share my stuff, because I can't do anything about that. I try to upload twice a week, so yeah. I don't know. Bye, guys. please help with growing the channel. I'm desperate.